What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel here. We are doing another one of my videos that actually turned out really well. We got a bunch of views on it, and it was for another sealed pool video for Dom Remastered. And I know a lot of people want to see the sealed pools on Arena or, like drafts on Modo. And, we can do that as well. If you guys want to see anything, just let me know. Seriously. I will respond to every single comment I get. So just let me know what you want to see. So in the meantime, we're just going to keep cracking packs and keep playing with the cards as much as we can, in these solo formatted videos. And really the best way to do that, as far as I'm able to tell, is just by doing sealed pools. And for anyone who's like trying to practice for their own pools, practice for online events or at their LGS, well, maybe they can learn something, hopefully they can take something away from this, and if not, just enjoy the video. Alright, just trying to make sure I get the camera good here. Just try a couple different lightings, try to get the best. Okay. Well, I'll try a couple different things. So we've got the Battlefield Scrounger here. I don't really love that. The threshold isn't really enough of a payoff to pay a 5 mana 3/3. Ridgetop Raptor, 4 mana 2/1 double strike. Again, I don't really love these. Are cards that you need to build around. Cloud of Fairies. Okay, so we've got a 2 mana 1/1 cycling ETB untap 2 lands. Really good if you have something that can make a land tap for multiple mana. So definitely better than the first two cards. Momentary Blink. It's a decent multicolored payoff if you have enough ETB triggers. Phyrexian Ghoul, good sack payoff. Giant Spider's okay if your opponent has a bunch of cheap flyers. Mystic Zealot. Now that is a actual threshold payoff. A 4 mana 2/4 that can become a 3/5 flyer is definitely something you want to be playing if you can make the threshold consistent. Veiled Serpent, 3 mana. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, they make it a 4/4. Even if this was a 3 mana 4/4 defender all the time, it's just not good enough. Tiana Ship's Caretaker. 5 mana 3/3 flying first strike. That's already sweet. And then whenever an aura equipment is put into the graveyard, you can return it to your hand. I don't know how many... there's obviously not a ton of equipment in this set, but if we can get enough auras, that can definitely be something to take a look at. Now the Skuda I don't mind. It's either a 4 mana 3/3, which is terrible, or a 4 mana 5/5 if you pay 3 life, which really isn't a big deal. So Swords, okay, so we want to be playing that. Obviously the best removal spell ever printed at 1 mana. Denizen of the Deep. Not too often you want to be playing 8 mana spells, but when you do, if they bounce every other creature, it can definitely be payoff. If we want to try to go blue-white. Mason Enchantress, you need a ton of enchantments to make that work. Holy shit. Foil Borderless Force of Will. Are you kidding me? Well, I guess no one cares about this sealed video anymore, because oh my god. Well, beside that being the best pull you can get from the entire set, not a great card in limited. Hold on, I need to get a sleeve. That's insane. One second. Alright, sorry guys. I cannot believe that. Had to pull it off of some last chance from another opening. Oh my god. Well, Alright, hopefully we don't, that doesn't derail us too much. That is insane. I don't even know what the prices are at right now, but that's a good, if that's not the entire box paid for, that's a good chunk of it. But yeah, in terms of actual limited pool, you really don't want to be 2-for-1ing yourself. I mean, if you're already in blue and your opponent has an unbeatable bomb, then sure, yeah, then it's okay to play, but obviously a 5-mana counter spell is terrible and limited in any other format, but wow. First pack. Well, let's see if we can get a good limited deck on top of that ridiculous pool. Symbiotic Beast. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet payoff. Ember Beast. Really good in a low to the ground aggro deck, otherwise terrible. Impulse is okay. Spirit Link, life gain, not great. You really want some kind of card advantage. Jalm Tome, just looting, not great. Just a bunch of mediocre cards. I'm kind of just looking for anything that stands out to me. Script Prospectors. In the red-black sack deck, you want to be running at least one of these. This is the worst blue in the set. Don't even look at that card. Don't even read it. It's not even worth reading. It's so bad. Assault and Battery, awesome split card. Either deal 2 damage or make a 3/3. Just yeah, all around awesome card. Storm Entity is an awesome storm payoff if you can get that. Oven Eyes is basically a combat trick. It's fine. And Woodland Cemetery, if you're already in green-black, you know, obviously fixing is great, but based on what I'm seeing here, we are not green-black by any means. I really want to be playing, if not splashing swords. But yeah, let's just get the other packs opened up. I'm just going to, rather than going over every card, I'm just going to probably stick to the highlights, and then we will kind of work from that. So if I, okay, Counterspell. Pacifism. 2-mana essential removal spell is pretty sweet. Alright. Ichor Slick, pretty premium removal spell. Very versatile. Can be a card advantage if you pay the full 6 mana to cycle it and then use the madness cost. Wax and Wane, not one of the better split cards. Okay, our next rare is Divine Sacrament. White creatures get +1/+1, and they get another +1/+1 if you have Threshold. So, if you're playing mono white, which, I mean, we have 3 really good white cards. Just trying to keep an eye on the cards we want to be playing, or as more of a premium. Just double check through my piles. Misted Zealot is, I would say, pretty close to a, I mean, just looking at it, we have like the white cyclers, we have multiple payoffs. The Storm Entity definitely can be sweet if you manage to get a Storm deck somehow. The Penumbra Beast is pretty alright. It's basically 2 bodies in 1. Symbiotic Beast is good top end, but yeah, and I suppose Denizens of the Deep is pretty sweet. Cloud Fairies. I mean, what I'm seeing right here is basically a blue-white control deck coming together, but we shall see. Obviously, you don't want to commit to anything too early, because if you get in your mindset where you're like, all right, I'm going to build blue-white, and that's all I care about, you know, you might miss something else in the other colors. Like Spark Sprays, 1 mana, deal 1, cycling's okay. Horseshoe Crab, no. Another Momentary Blink. Not too many ETB creatures in those colors right now. Wild Growth can be okay. And Grape Shot is Most of the time it's going to be 2 mana deal 2 at best, which is fine, but not really a reason to go into red when we don't really have anything else pulling us that way. Another Skirt Prospector, okay. Not a lot of other paths. Deep Analysis can be a good, if we get enough looting, so if we could, that might lead us into the Tome. A Jard's Verdict, pretty sweet 2-for-1, but I don't, yeah, the fact that it's multiple colors makes it tougher. Oh, Sawtooth Loon. 4 mana, 2/2 flyer, ETB, return a white or blue creature to its owner's hand. And then when it enters the battlefield, you also draw 2 cards and put 2 cards from your hand on the bottom of the library. It's just an awesome, awesome card. We don't really have a ton of other ETBs besides, I mean, with Cloud of Fairies. It's a great place to start, but yeah. We'll see. We'll see. That's pretty sweet. And then Cryptic Gateway is a tribal payoff, and tribal is pretty hard to get working, especially in sealed. And Tatyova is awesome card advantage, so maybe we end up splashing green for that. We don't really have any fixing. The set is really designed to be more of a 2-color set. And of course the one dual land we have is green-black, so that doesn't help. Subterranean Scout, definitely more of an aggro card. Leaden Fist, that's really clunky. None of that Decoy I like. Another Threshold card that can really slow the game down for 3 mana. Usually want these to be 1 or 2 mana creatures, but it can be alright, depending, you know, if we need filler for our blue-white deck. Goblin Turncoat, more sack stuff. So maybe we'll take a look at the red-black deck as well. Fedaya Seer. Lands Matter stuff, don't love. Wild Dogs, I think is terrible. Chain Lightning, oh, that's a reason to be in red. Premium removal. Frantic Search. Obviously banned in a bunch of formats. Really good with Deep Analysis, really good with Threshold, so fits our deck perfectly. Fire Blast, you pretty much have to be mono red. Battle Screech, awesome. Awesome with Frantic Search. God, if you go Frantic Search, discard Deep Analysis, Battle Screech, that's insane. High Tide, I don't think we're gonna be a 2-color High Tide deck. Oh, and there's the blue-green fixing for Tatyova if we want to, so keep that in mind. Spirit Link, meh. And a Chainer's Edict, another premium removal spell. So let's do a little bit of fixing here. We're getting a little sloppy. I'm sorry. My piles are terrible. Let's see here. So I'm just going to get a splash pile going because clearly blue-white is where we want to be. I think we do want to be playing the cycle land, the on-color cycler. These are our basics. Okay. And then the Tome is even a consideration here, since we're a slower deck. Yeah, Assault Battery can be splashable, our 2 splash lands, 2 black removal. So we're basically 2 red and 2 black. Tatyova is definitely splashable. Because you pretty much only want to splash for removal or bombs. You don't really want to be splashing for stuff like Jard's Verdict, which, you know, if you have top deck it, you can't find your fixing. We don't have any... I guess Tiana is pretty sick with pacifism, but I don't know if that's quite enough. And that Decoy is playable, but I don't love it. Nothing really black that I want to splash besides that. I mean, maybe you play Impulse. We still have one more pack, yes, I know, so don't worry, we're going to get to that. Let's see, do we have any other fixing in green, maybe? Not really. Maybe you splash in the Giant Spider if it's like an... if you're playing against a bunch of flyers, and then... Grape Shot's okay to splash. We're not really like we don't really have a lot of cheap cards to like chain off. I mean, Cloud of Fairies, Grape Shot's a decent combo. But yeah. So far we're looking at... We've got a couple reasons to be in red, a couple in black, and then Tatyova. So let's see if any of these last cards can really pull us in, because right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 playables. Oh gosh. I guess Force of Will. We are going to definitely need to splash to the third color here. Pass. Oh, yes. Mind Stone's okay. Voice of All, 4 mana 2/2 flyer. That is protection from a color. That can be really good. Order and Chaos is an okay, you know, defensive removal spell. 4 mana, exile attacking creature is fine. Rada I don't love. Maze of Ith. Is this... Oh, this is definitely a Maze of Ith deck. And I think we play it as the 18th land, because it's more of a spell than a land. Let's just get these sorted out. I don't think we... Yeah, I don't think we want the double tome. Although I guess you could play both and then just loot one away if you get to it. Okay. So with after that pack, I think you do play the 4 mana removal spell since we are a slower deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, let's see here. So we need... Well, let's just get rid of everything that we're not going to be playing. I don't think we have enough stuff for Momentary Blink. We should definitely make sure, though. Nothing else I really want to splash. I guess we can put Gut Shot in that pile. It's decent. Giant Spider splashable. Lull is actually splashable because it's just got cycling if you don't find your green mana, and having a fog isn't the end of the world in Sealed, especially if you can just cycle it away. Okay, and I guess the other concern is, you know, CMC, so it's... I don't think we're going to be playing Woodland Cemetery either. We're not going to double splash with no fixing. God, that Force of Will, man. I'm a lucky duck. Okay, so again, I'm considering Maze of Ith a spell. This is our splashes. These are our just additional blue-white cards if we need to slot something in. So Maze of Ith is basically a 0 mana spell. It's a 4 mana spell. 2, 4, 2, 8, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. God, I don't even know if Divine Sacrament's good. It's obviously good with Battle Screech, but only having one doesn't really inspire too much interest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Only 18 spells. Gosh. I suppose Savannah Lions is playable. 19. I actually don't hate Leaden Fist here. Fill up our 3-up slot. And then eventually when they attack us, we can lock their creature down. I don't like Spirit Link. I don't like Congregate. Overnight don't like. Hate this. God, this card's so bad. Is this really a Veiled Serpent deck? I suppose. And I really hate that. Because right now if we play Divine Sacrament, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even if we manage to get it, like, that's not enough to play this card. I'm sorry. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 2 more spells. Okay, Momentary Blink. Do we have enough any ETB triggers? Cloud of Fairies is just mana neutral, so that's terrible. Sawtooth. I mean, Blinking Denizens of the Deep is obviously sick, but that's very niche. I think what I'm going to do is just splash Tatyova. So we'll play the Hinterland Harbor. Tatyova. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Because we don't have any other fixing. So let's see, what does that leave us with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And I guess we'll throw in the... I think I like the Giant Spider over the Tome. And since we have enough removal spells, we can actually survive long enough to get to that. And then, yeah, probably would play 1 Forest. And then we're pretty split on the islands and plains. I mean, we don't need to splash red for that side of Chaos, which just makes the creature not able to block, so we don't care about that. So, yeah. I probably would just split islands and plains down the middle, play both the Cyclers for Threshold, and yeah. Overall, this deck's pretty sweet, and if you wanted to, you can play Force of Will over the green splash. I think with the Hinterland Harbor, it's fine. It Tatyova is a house, and you really only want to, like, against an aggro deck, Force of Will's okay, but against any sort of control deck or some deck without any crazy bombs that your deck can't beat, which we really can, because we have counterspells, swords, pacifisms. We could tap it down with the Nomad. We have and we could bounce it with Denizen. We have a bunch of ways to deal with in Maze of Ithit. Like, I don't think you really need the Force Will, but if you want to flex on people with your borderless Force of Will, if you open it, go right ahead. But yeah, this is the video. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up now so I don't get this thumbnailed so it doesn't spoil the video. Appreciate you guys watching, and I will be back with another video doing the rest of this box. Later.